Today we are going to be talking about Hermes, a holy grail brand for some, I want to say many actually, out in the luxury community, but not for this girl. However, having said that, from the two Hermes items that I do own myself, I actually wear them pretty much on the daily. In fact, they're with me now, and that's why we're making today's video, because I'm going to be talking about the Hermes Clic Clacs. And as you can see here, I got two. I got myself two. In fact, I didn't actually buy these, so yeah, technically I still haven't really bought anything from Hermes as of yet, even though, you know, there are a few things that I have looked at in the past. No, they're not the bags, because we talked about that in the previous video. I'll link it below. These are actually my first and only two Hermes items that I do have, and obviously they are in the costume and jewellery realm, aren't they? And the Clic Clacs are items from Hermes that a lot of people rave about. Certainly I've read about it, and I think that's probably why my mum got them for me, because she saw that they were really lit, and maybe she's even after a Birkin or a Kelly or something, so she's buying them for Birkin bait, because I also hear that is what these are also not necessarily for, but a lot of people buy these little accessories here and there just so they get a little bit closer to those holy grail bags that they're after, right? So these are very, very popular items, not just for that purpose of, I guess, like potentially Birkin bait, but also because they're a lot more accessible than a lot of Hermes's items in their usual collections, right? And I think costume jewellery as a whole is a very nice entry level point across brands, not just Hermes, even Chanel as well. I feel like costume jewellery is always in the hundreds as opposed to thousands, you know, and that fine jewellery commands, so it's often a really nice way for people to get into a brand. They're very accessible, they come in really fun colours, variety of different colour hardware as well. As you can see, I've got both of mine in silver. I'm a silver hardware gal, hello. But you can get them also in the different thicknesses. So I've got here, you can see this thinner one, I think it's just called the Clic. And this one, the thicker one, is the Clic Clac. But I think people use them interchangeably. As long as I've got this H here, which is like, hello, this is a name brand. Have a look at my wrist. It's very easily identifiable Hermes if you know what you're looking for. Or some people who don't know Hermes, they think my name is like Helen or something because I've got two H's. And with other logo mania items on you, it can look a little bit much sometimes, but on the whole, if you're wearing like a normal plain outfit, especially an outfit that is just not designed, it's totally normal, I feel like these Clic Clacs can add quite a nice pop of colour, a little something to your outfit, whereas it's not super logo-y compared to if you had a name brand bag or something like that on you as well. I think these can be understated if you want to wear them separately, or they can be in your face, like now. I know you can stack them, so your whole wrist can be Hermes if you want it to, because you can also get them in the different thicknesses, I think like PM, MM, GM. I'm not entirely sure even which ones I've gotten. I would assume just the average basic bitch ones, so this the medium size is probably what I've gotten, but obviously you could do it all the way up your arm and you can get the GMs that go further up if you want. So yeah, a lot of people buy these for the Birkin bait, the good price point, the fun colours, versatility and everything like that. I think there's also a lot of just general hype around them online. I think it's just probably just a general status symbol that you can get Hermes, isn't it? Because Clic Clacs even, I think, sell out quite easily as well. And the reason I want to make today's video is because obviously on this channel we are known for having raw, brutally honest reviews on things, and I find myself always nitpicking at certain items, and I just really want to be honest with you guys when I put these videos out there. That's why I make them as well, that if you can still like an item after you hear both pros and cons, but namely cons, obviously you want to make sure you know everything good and bad, but specifically the bad about an item before you spend your hard-earned cash on something that's quite expensive, because the nature of luxury is quite expensive. It's expensive taste that we got here in this community, so I want to always do my best to show all sides of the coin and in terms of my reviews, so that you can make an informed decision. And I find with the Clic Clacs, obviously I didn't know too much about them when I actually got them, but after wearing them pretty much every day for like the last 2 years, I want to say, like if you've been observant, you've seen them on my channel almost every single video that I filmed. I feel like I'm in a very good place, in a well-informed position to be able to tell you guys about the kind of bugbears that I've been dealing with these Clic Clacs, and I think it's something that resonates with quite a few people anyway, that I've heard talk about them on in the luxury community. But in case you are new to luxury or new to Hermes and you're thinking of getting these, I would maybe think twice about them. I will start off by saying the Clic Clacs are just, they notoriously just scratch up to no end with minimal wear and everything. There are scratches on all of the hardware. So let me actually just take these off to show you. So I will just quickly show you the black one. The black one I've had the longest actually, and then I have this orange one afterwards, maybe like half a year afterwards. But honestly, the scratching on the hardware is just absolutely nuts. So let me just bring the black one up close to show you. And sorry, it wants to zoom in on my face, but there are lots of scratches on the hardware there. Let me just, yeah, maybe moving it up and down will help. And not only on the silver hardware, which the front is scratched to shits, to be honest, excuse my French there, but also the black itself. Let me just find, yeah, there are just random scratches that emerge on even the enamel part, which I was honestly very surprised because enamel's meant to be quite hard wearing, but the scratches on the silver for whatever hardware that you end up getting, that is insane. The inside as well somehow managed to scratch even though it's on my wrist. How is that honestly developing scratches on the inside? Like, that is absolutely nuts. And then let me show you the same. I mean, the smaller one is a bit better. I think it's the wider width Clic Clacs that are the biggest culprits. But you can see here on the silver that there are tons of scratches, and I just don't understand how they're also little kind of scratches, it seems, on the inside. This one is okay in comparison to the other one, but yeah, it's pretty bad in terms of the actual wear and tear over time. It's just quite startling that something that is on your wrist, and I'm not going around walking and just like smashing it into things, you know, it might get caught here and there, but nothing to the extent of this kind of wear and tear. So that's just something just to bear in mind. Something else to bear in mind, which is actually something that I struggled with even just showing you earlier, just to get it off my damn wrist, is the fastening has just started jamming up on the bigger Clic Clacs. So let me just demonstrate and put it on the wrist. And obviously to get it on you, it's very easy fastening, I cannot lie, it's quite convenient. You just push it in, and that doesn't want to go all the way in, and then the H moves. And then to do it, undo it, you just pull that, and then you pull. So that took a little bit of time there to do that, and then it comes out. So you can see here, there's like a tiny little, what do you call that? It's like a tiny little hook thing that needs to push in. You have to really push like that. That was a lot of force to get that jam in, and then it goes down. But this H actually, over time, so once you do get it in, it's relatively stable, apart from the fact that this H just likes to move on its own. And after time, sometimes it undoes itself, even though it's so bloody hard to undo it. Like that, as you can see, took a lot of strength there. But sometimes I find when I do it up, it will just, the H will just move. And that's obviously step one of two to undo the damn thing. That it would just, sometimes I'll just be walking around and I just realised it's like this, which is not a nice look, because, and also it's not a secure one either, because, hello, that's for the taking, I think you'll find. Even just the H alone moving can be quite annoying, because then you end up just having something that looks like that and you just walk around like looking like that, which is not the greatest. But yeah, I'm finding the pushing in of the actual Clic Clac, I mean, can you see here, I can't really push in that easily without brute force, and like it just, the hook bit sticks out. So you have to actually push it in again. There we go, it's done it. And then move it around. But this is really annoying. This is very loose. I don't think it's meant to be that loose, because this one isn't that loose. As you can see, I'm trying to move it. The H doesn't move. This one, however, I'm pretty sure it's busted. So that can be quite annoying. We're going to take this off just because I'm scared that it won't come out. This one is a little bit better, so I'm not sure if it's just the craftsmanship of this one or if it's to do with the thickness of this one compared to this one. This one doesn't really have the issue that much. However, sometimes if you do, I guess, brush your hand against something and then the H, God forbid, moves, then you're done, because that's pretty much all it takes to open the bracelet. So, little bit annoying, but again, if it's something you can live with, that's fine. However, there's something that I really struggle to live with, and that is your hair gets jammed so much into these. Like, it's almost like a sacrifice that you have to make, that if you want to wear these Clic Clacs for the day, you must lose a certain amount of strands of hair. Some people don't have the luxury of hair, so those of us that have it, we should keep it and not use it, lose it in vain. And what can I say? These are hair killers. So many times does the hair get caught in little circles around the H clasp here, and this is annoying me to no end, the fact that it will not go up. There you go. It always gets trapped underneath the H. I don't know how sometimes, don't know why, but it does, and it's so annoying and it's painful because you've got to like then do some sort of operation to get the Clic Clac out from the hair, and then you've got to figure out how to pull out the hair from inside the clasp, because then it's like properly jammed in there. But then sometimes I just end up, I'm pretty sure I probably still have some in there, just some loose strands of hair which I didn't pull all the way out properly, or I couldn't, and so then you've just got a Clic Clac with hair inside it. A human sacrifice, if you will. So that is just something that you definitely, if you've got longer hair, be aware it's going to happen. It will happen at some point. If you're lucky, it won't be a significant amount of hair. But I would say though, again, the smaller Clic Clac doesn't really have that issue, because the H is also just so small that your hair would really have to get a good jam in there to be able to get stuck in there. It's the bigger one that's the issue. In fact, a lot of these issues are probably you can pretty much isolate them exclusively almost to this, but then when you wear them as a collected, obviously you've got double trouble over here. But those, I think, are the main issues that I have with them. Obviously then you can say there's an issue of the price. I think now they are almost £600. They are, in my opinion, not really worth that, especially because of the wear and tear issues on them at the moment. I just think they're carrying really this product because of the Hermes name, let's be honest. And there's so many brands that are copying this design as well with the enamel style, and obviously just changing up the clasp at the front here. Obviously they are doing something right if you're having a lot of brands copying you. However, it's not necessarily a good thing if the quality is shoddy, and I find that, I mean, I don't have any other Hermes items, like I said, but if this is something to go off of, I'd think twice about it. And I even already have issues with just costume jewellery from other brands as well, like Chanel, and so I think I'm graduating into the fine category realm at the moment. Obviously I wear these because I don't just have stuff accumulate in my collections and just want to have them gathering dust. So I'm going to wear these until they inevitably just give up. This one probably will go at any day. I'm just hoping that it doesn't just jam itself on my wrist and then I can't get out, because as you can even just hear from me pulling it there, it gets properly jammed. So I do worry a little bit sometimes every time that I wear this that, you know, will this be the last time that it will open again? But even though I've mentioned all those little bugbears that I have with it, obviously I still wear them like almost every day. I love wearing them together. I think they look really cool stacked on top of each other. It's a real shame that my initial does not begin with an H, because this would be perfect, but I'm still yet to find a brand that does good M jewellery, so if you know any, let me know in the comments. But other than that, I'm going to keep wearing these until they bust. Who knows, that might be sooner rather than later. But anyway, that was everything that I just wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know if you've had the issues that I've mentioned in the comments below, and if you are still going to be buying Clic Clacs, if you think they're worth it, and I will catch you in my next video.